Hi, Gil from Testing Gil here. Developers are very optimistic people. Take requirements, for example. When pressing the button, thou shalt navigate to the next page. The developers get to work, or ask the genie to do this for them, and lo, the user navigates. But what if it didn't work? Well, optimistic people don't think like that. So, a ticket gets filed. Does the requirement document get updated? Maybe someday. We're optimistic. And yet, we've all worked with outdated documentation. And survived. How is that? Well, we don't rely only on the documentation to hold all the knowledge. We rely on people. The collective knowledge of the organization is there to help us. But with the knowledge apocalypse upon us, that safety net is failing. So, what is always up to date? Automated tests. Tests capture how the code actually behaves right now. Tests are really living documentation, but there is a catch. Tests are as good as the person, or the genie, who created them. Let me show you what I mean. Our API analysis agent exposes its own APIs. I've misplaced the requirements document, classic mistake, but I have this test. Send a post API call with a missing field, and you get a 400. The test works, it's informative, but this version is better. This one also checks the response body. Same scenario, but more accurate test. The second one wins. Now let's go one level deeper. Our agent doesn't just validate inputs. It creates actual test plans, with a bit of help from the genie. Here's a sanity test that I wrote for it. This one checks that for a valid API, we get a plan that consists of both valid and invalid cases. This test passes when it should and fails when it should. It works. But it doesn't feel like a requirement. Why not? Because something we call an acceptance criteria. Back in the day, when we shipped software on 300 disks, the customers didn't just take our word for it that it works. They tested the software themselves before signing off. The burden of proof was on us, not them. That pressure was actually useful. It forced everyone, product people, testers, developers, to agree on what works means. That shared understanding flowed into the requirements, the examples, the tests that anyone could read and recognize. Our test here doesn't do that. It does what it does, but it doesn't communicate. The tests are not written in a language that we would use in a document or across a watercolor. And that gap is getting harder to close, especially when we're using AI and we get non-deterministic responses. There's no single right answer to point to. And the knowledge void, it loves ambiguity. So, what do? Well, better names, better examples, better documentation, and better communication about what we're actually trying to verify. That's exactly what we're going to cover in my next webinar. Modern API testing, planning. How to build a shared acceptance criteria that actually holds up in the AI era, so everyone on the team understands what working means. Join me, April 15th. Details below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe, share it, and watch other videos on this channel. Until next time, bye-bye.